price is almost the same, well, at least I must maintain our market in the United States. That is a sure market for us. But I would endeavor to diversify our market, even the vast area of China. The vast market of China is open to us. Russia, the eastern countries, the only thing is that today they do not have enough foreign currency to buy foreign goods, but there is a market there. And in the case of Europe, well, you know, in international trade, there's always a quid pro quo. You buy from me, and I'll buy from you. It depends upon the, as I said, the return to us. If we can get better terms from that market, why not? I will exploit that market, even here in Asia.
We have, of course, our traditional trading partners like the United States, and I believe, of course, in a strong presence, technically and economically, of the West in the Philippines, to balance and bring about some kind of an economic order. But the ideal would be to be able to relate and have trade and commerce with the rest of the world, for after all, we have good relations with the rest of the world. Our foreign policy is really to make the Filipino not only a citizen of the country, but born to the world, being able to relate with the rest of the world. We have such a foundation in our foreign policy. Thus, I believe, while we should be here to balance the economic presence of the East and the West, we must also relate to the whole world as we enter the 21st century. Thank you.
On this question, it is not just a matter of political will, but a matter of national interest. And there is no rule that says we are bound to follow all trading partner norms. It is neither useful nor necessarily logical. In Partido Bago's program of Biyaya Economics, as I keep on repeating, the emphasis is production and producing all the products and services that our domestic economy requires. If we do so, then we can be able to produce the goods that we can export more competitively. And whether that's in the United States, Japan, Europe, Asia, Middle East, wherever, that is where our goods for export will go. And so, about the question, therefore, of political will, that should be no problem to go where our national interest requires us to go. Thank you.
You may begin now.
The answer to the question depends on our characterization of Philippine economy. First, we must find out what kind of economy is prevailing in the Philippines, and then the answer will present itself. There are three textbook kinds of economy. Number one, the market economy, where the market rules prevail. Number two, the command economy, which operates by fiat of the state or the government. And number three, the mixed economy, where the market more or less is allowed to operate on its own and government intervenes only in cases of extreme urgency or necessity. We are a mixed economy, and therefore the market more or less plays along by itself and operates under the basic principle of supply and demand. Therefore, if I were president, I would see to it that Philippine products are sent to where there is the most demand, wherever it might be, the European Union or elsewhere, or traditional trading partners. A note of caution: it is said that now there is a fortress mentality globally or around the world, as exemplified, for example, by the European Union.
In 1992, the Philippine Bar Association, under President Teresita Cruz Sison, successfully sponsored the night with the presidentiables. Last year, under President Ruben O. Fruto, the Philippine Bar Association featured 4 presidentiables on the TV show Sa Ngalan ng Batas, co-hosted with Ms. Chichi Fajardo Robles. Tonight, the Philippine Bar Association is honored and happy to be one of the organizers of the forum with the presidentiables.
Approve of the police doing painting jobs on the houses of drug pushers? Do you approve of warrantless arrests, wiretapping, the freezing of bank deposits, which, if I recall right, were features of the anti-terror bills about some years ago. On a broader plane, how would human rights figure in your peace and order programs? Or do you see human rights as an impediment to establishing peace and order?
First of all, I do not believe in threats or punishment immediately, wherein you have a state of fear. Rather, you deliver basic services efficiently and effectively and ensure that there is justice, freedom, and democracy. And making sure also that so-called violation of human rights, which is really violation of the law, should be constantly be watched. When I was governor of Metro Manila for 11 years, wherein we had the lowest crime rate not only in the Philippines but in the world of 21 per 100,000 per month, was when we had 24-hour commission of justice working, and that brought down the crime rate. We had commission of justice 24 hours a day, so that people who had done something wrong was immediately tried, and then at the same time those who had committed no crime was set free, and those who were criminals were punished.
I maintain that we should not use official position to terrorize persons, neighborhoods, and families. And that is really very anti-human rights. And if you have a case, then bring it to the proper attention of the prosecutor's office and the courts. This kind of approach to law enforcement, whatever the good intentions, does not show the kind of compassion and love that we must show as an example to all police enforcers and those who have violated the law. They are to be brought back to the mainstream of civilized society. So drugs, peace and order, these are all related to economic well-being. If we improve the economic well-being of our citizens, we will to that extent discourage crime in any manner or form. And this is why we think that the Biyaya economics that gives national dividends to all Filipinos will, to a large extent, answer the economic needs of our people.
On the painting of walls of suspected drug pushers, this is, in all senses, cosmetic. It is, for me, a bizarre act, particularly from a person who claims at least working knowledge of the law. First of all, you have no right to punish a person by painting on his house. Penalties are imposed by our penal code, and painting walls is not one of them. Most importantly of all, you have no right to punish unless the person has been proved guilty beyond reasonable doubt by a court of justice. Secondly, warrantless arrest. Our Constitution provides no warrant shall issue except upon probable cause to be determined by the judge. Therefore, if there is any doubt, the doubt must be resolved against a warrantless arrest. And this is properly circumscribed by the Penal Code, which provides warrantless arrest can be done strictly only under the following circumstances: when an offense has been committed, when an offense is in the act of being committed or is just about to be committed. Therefore, warrantless arrest, as much as possible, should not be allowed by society and should be struck down by a court of justice when it is properly questioned.
I do not believe that any person, no matter how exalted he is, no matter what authority he wields, has the right or power to paint any symbol on the homes of citizens